When somebody comes back and tells you what somebody else says, make sure that you research it and make sure that it's true. Usually, in a situation like that, I would tell you to ignore what people say behind your back, but don't be so quick to believe it either. A lot of relationships, marriages have been destroyed because of what somebody said. What somebody said wasn't true. And they took something to you, because what happens a lot of times is with what people say, it gets blown out of proportion, and by the time it gets back to you, it's worse than it actually was. Like, for instance, let me give you a case in point. If somebody's telling you that your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or your wife or husband is cheating on you, don't believe that verbatim. Like, make sure that you get some proof, you get some evidence before you make a decision, and let the decision you make be based on what you think, and go to God and ask God to guide you to make the right decision. I have found myself in situations where people just dislike me all because of what somebody said, and it wasn't true. It was totally inaccurate. Not to say that I'm perfect and that I do everything right, but things get blown out of proportion. So you have to be really mindful of what you hear, what you listen to. Like, everything that you listen to is not true. Everything that you listen to is not accurate. The Bible says, be quick to hear and slow to speak. And, the situation with this is that sometimes things can be misconstrued. Sometimes there could be a miscommunication. Even like with text messages, if you have something to tell somebody and you have something to discuss with somebody, I would advise you and encourage you not to use text messages, because sometimes text messages can be taken out of context. It's best for you to just talk to the person on the phone, or talk to the person in person if you want to take the person out to lunch or whatever, and let the person know just how you feel and what's on your mind if you have a situation that you want to discuss with them. Because, like I said, things get blown out of proportion all the time, and it's very easy to happen, and that's how misunderstandings happen, because of the lack of communication. Communication is very important. It's very important to communicate in an effective way. And it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. The Bible says, speak the truth in love. Speak the truth in love. I mean, you can have a disagreement with someone without using profanity, without screaming, without getting toxic with one another, because it is normal to have misunderstandings.